Hello YouTube, Denaeus Blaylock here with my thoughts on Soul Calibur 6, a couple days after the actual release. I did a thoughts video for the beta, which was mostly positive. If you have not seen that, feel free to check it out. I will have it up at the end screen for this video. But, doing a thoughts video for the actual one, the actual full game, and I have to say, you know, I did mention in the last video that it was shaping up to be a really great game, and I was not proven wrong. Just kind of breaking things down here from the, you know, the actual main screen. You have Mission Libra of Souls, in which you create your own character, and you just kind of, you go through kind of an RPG-like element of the game. I mean, it's still very much a fighting game, but you do level up your character, you collect gold and go on various missions and whatnot, meet various characters, and it's definitely a very fun experience. I had, a really good time with when I played it. Story Soul Chronicle, unfortunately, I can't really say the same for that one. When I first booted it up, it automatically made me Kilik, which is fine because I like Kilik, but all of a sudden I was Maxi and I have no prior experience with him. I am not good with him whatsoever, and it very much kind of switches you in between characters seemingly at random. I say seemingly because I kind of just skipped through the story, so I wasn't really prepared for that eventuality, or that possibility, I guess you'd say. And next thing I know, I'm a character that I'm absolutely terrible with. So that was kind of a downer. But I don't know, if you're well versed with the characters, I guess it's not so bad. That was my only real complaint, though, with the story mode. Creation, I absolutely love. I love creating things. The ability to just, take a character from the ground up, just kind of mold them in whatever image you want, not only physically but weapon-wise. You can have a character based off Kilik, Siegfried, Sophidia, whoever your favorite character is, and make them look the way that you want to, using assets not only from, existing characters, but other assets as well that kind of, give them their own unique style and unlock all these various things. It's just, and it's not the whole, all these assets are hidden behind, a paywall or, loot boxes. This isn't EA. Oh, shots still being fired. But yeah, just being able to kind of, just create. I mean, that sounds kind of stupid, but if you really love creating, there's a lot of options at your disposal, and I feel they did a really good job with it. Some of the assets, if you've played the prior games, are reused. That's kind of, in a way, unfortunate. In a way, not. I mean, those are assets that you're familiar with, and that you've probably used for quite some time. But at the same time, it would be nice to kind of see some newer things within the creation system. Battle is basically just your arcade mode, your versus and your training. In the last video, I was talking about a lack of a training mode for the beta, and how I wish the beta had a training mode. I'm glad to see that, this actually does have a training mode, which, I don't know, that kind of sounds ridiculous to say. Most fighting games do have a training mode, which is great. They should. But definitely glad to see that, because, like I said, it's been forever since I played Soul Calibur. So I wasn't entirely familiar. And a lot of the moves, I mean, some of the moves I think did transfer over from previous iterations. But you're still going to have subtle nuances to your characters, and you need to learn what those nuances are. And then also you have newer characters like Aswell. I'm trying to think of another name. Geralt. you know, you have characters that you haven't previously played in other iterations of Soul Calibur that you need to learn. And the arcade mode was very fun. I played on normal. It presented a pretty good challenge. Naturally, the challenge kind of goes up slightly higher per match. Excuse me, it's that time of year. But yeah, I mean, overall, just definitely a very fun experience. Network, I haven't played as of yet. However, in the beta, the netcode was working just fine. Unfortunately, you do occasionally run into people with bad connections. Bandai Namco can't really do anything about that, unfortunately. You know, you kind of, you choose what bar level of connection that, you know, you want to go with. And unfortunately, that does kind of limit who you can play with. But it kind of feels worth it when you're not stuttering throughout the whole match and getting utterly frustrated with something that's supposed to bring you joy. I briefly checked out the museum right before this video. I thought it was pretty cool. You kind of have, you know, some detailed information on your favorite characters, because this is a game that's very lore heavy. So, I mean, if you're really into the lore of this game, this is a great mode for you. It kind of teaches you a little bit of everything. You have, you know, all these different, you know, basically lore-intensive sections that you can view, not only for your characters, but for their weapons. Just, you know, the story in general, the history, everything. You have the gallery, which just kind of shows you, you know, the artwork for all your for all your favorite characters, and kind of, you know, what they were thinking of putting in the game as opposed to what they've actually put in the game, which can be kind of interesting at times. So, you know, combat lessons, you got the music, all the tips and tricks that you've learned so far in case you ever forgot anything. So yeah, I mean, just overall a great game. Honestly, I don't think I honestly have any complaints. I mean, the graphics are great, the gameplay is fun. It's not a game that rewards button mashing. You definitely have to be, you know, very cognizant of what you're doing, where you're doing it at, you know, what, when you take this action, what effect it'll have on your match. So overall, just a very great game. And like I said before, Bandai Namco is just absolutely killing it here lately. You got, you know, Dragon Ball FighterZ, you got Tekken. They are just doing an amazing job with their fighting games. I remember back in the day, Capcom was really kind of the leader in fighting games, and I think Bandai Namco has definitely taken over that. But if you enjoy what I'm doing here, please feel free to like, share, subscribe, all the typical shit that you hear at the end of every YouTube video. And if this just wasn't your thing, I appreciate you giving me a piece of your time, regardless of where life takes you. Here's wishing only the very best to you and all those closest to you, and have a great day.